Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Spark of Genius Flesh and Blood production. My name is Eric, joined by my co-creator, co-commentator, co-caster, co-compatriot Rob,
Hello,
or Noah, I guess is what we're gonna
I'm
call him
Noah
today.
today.
But
You are Guy,
I'm
I assume.
Guy. I mean, I'm not. I'm, I'm not gonna be on the Dromi. We're both gonna be on both. It's not representing who we're gonna be analyzing here. We're analyzing both players. This is one of those CC replays. We haven't done this in a little while. The main reason for this is that it's very difficult to actually do a replay analysis, if you're not the one playing, because we don't have full hand knowledge. Like, we don't know what lines could have happened. Like, we don't really have any insight into the analysis. We're just like a little bit of conjecture and some added bonus is fine. But also, there haven't been like that many super interesting games in the last couple meta. It's just been kind of like Lexi teetering out. And then obviously
Yeah,
Battle Hardened was kind of cool before, but there wasn't really like too much interest, but I think going into like the PT kind of thing, we wanted to get at least one of these out into a matchup that I don't remember exactly what happened in this matchup in particular. I kind of was in and out
hmm
during this day, but Dromai versus KO, I think these are two of the highest power level heroes in the meta. I mean, if you check out our tier list, if you haven't already, we kind of explain why
hmm
in I think S and A respectively for Dromai and KO. But very, very strong decks, probably very good representation in the PT calling
yeah,
LA is what we're expecting. Yeah, you never know, but I think this matchup's going to come up. I've seen people like it, dislike it on both sides. I personally think it's about a 50-50 depending on how the decks are built.
hmm
But we're going to kind of go in, and because this was streamed by Mr. Ethan Van Sant on Savage Feet, we're able to see the hands, and that's why we're actually able to do a little
yeah.
bit
This is
more of
a
this replay
really nice
analysis.
touch, I think. And yeah, I mean, this is just like we had it at our nationals when Ethan did it. It's just like you get to
Yep,
see the hands, you get to see the cards blown up here on the bottom right. It's perfect in
yep.
my opinion.
It's pretty great. So we're gonna get this started here. So let's start here, and we're gonna be doing some pausing and such. Guy on the Dromai, Noah going first. I don't know if he won or lost the roll, but KO is gonna be going first.
hmm
Getting the old agile wind up. Very very strong opening turn zero play. Getting the agile, had the
Yeah,
agility, getting the agile. Anything interesting
you get the
that you
might.
kind of see on the board here?
I'm looking at KO's side right now. Um, I
I
think
don't
this
think
looks
so.
fine. Yeah, nothing that I can really tell. The Bone Breaker is great. You have the Predator, Apex Predator on the
Yep.
gauntlet, the glove. The headpiece is very useful into Dromai, of course, especially if
Yeah.
she wants to combo off on you. So I think this is very good equipment wise.
Yeah. It's interesting that so Guy's gonna go Seekers, create the Ash. It is important to know that Guy is running snaps. He is running Balance of Justice, probably a more aggressive deck. Noah's gonna take that opportunity to swing the claw. I think it's pretty heads up. Guy on 3 cards, getting a nice claw go again. He has 2 more cards in hand anyways, so he's gonna be able to launch another attack depending on what Guy does. So he's what happens essentially is the pass priority, Guy activated Seekers. Noah gets his priority back. He still has his action point because all he's done is discard the windup. So he's able to like keep going. It's kind of like the Kano thing, where if you pass priority, they do a bunch of shit. You can hit him, right?
Right? Yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah,
hmm
Guy on snaps should immediately tell Noah what kind of game plan Guy
Yeah,
is on, because
and this
snaps
is
really means aggression. Like
yeah.
that's kind of the name of the game here.
That's why I do like the headpiece. Because if you are into an aggressive deck,
Yes,
that can do so much work.
drawing the card. Yeah, drawing the card off the blood rush. You're not going to be blocking a ton, like a ton. That being said, Guy is going to have a fair amount of 2 blocks if that is like
That's
Blaze
true. Yeah.
Headlong, Snatch, stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can kind of comb together enough defense. So Guy ended up fate for seeing
hmm
going to pass.
Yeah, I do see
Oh, it looks like
a. I think it's a Wrecker Romp in hand plus a riled up.
okay. So
Oh,
so
not riled up.
Guy went for the greedier play. He did pitch to the furnace and he left Snatch in hand. So Noah was able to riled up for 6 because he discarded a 6,
hmm
the wind up. And so Guy's gonna take 3 because of the Seekers
Yeah,
will prevent 1 and then 2 from. So that was
2 block.
a little bit of
So
greed on, yeah, a little bit of greed on Guy's side, but I don't really blame him. 2 Ash early is important because if he draws a lot of dragons in his
yeah,
opening hand, taking 3 is generally get fine for that. But good on Noah to like avoid having to arsenal the blue riled up because that's
yeah.
not good.
Because that, I mean, if you have those 2 blue cards, of course you swing. I think I don't really think you want to have that in Arsenal.
Mhm.
All right,
We do
Yendra.
see Oasis on Guy's side. That is interesting. So we see the Yenderai into the Dust Up. So Guy just developing a bit of a board. Dust Up's not going to have go again unless he decides to snap.
hmm
Noah's hand does have a Blood Rush, so Noah's going to casually no
I
block, I
gotta, I
imagine.
gotta look at that hand again. Yeah, if you see a blood rush, you can. I mean, you could probably just block all 3 cards and then keep a blood rush behind and arsenal
Mhm.
that, which is totally fine. Your tunic's on 2, so it looks like okay. He's gonna
He's,
give the
he's gonna
blood
play the
rush.
Blood Rush.
Oh no,
No,
he's
he's gonna
playing
play
it.
it.
I'm sorry. This is his
Yeah,
turn.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna play it.
Okay.
It's his turn. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
not gonna Blood Rush.
No, no, no. Okay, that's
Bearfangs
good.
a little unlucky hitting the Bearfangs because I think his other card was Clash of Agility Red, so he probably would have rather give him the Clash and keep the Bearfangs pretty good with the agility. Gonna draw
Yeah.
a Beast Within and a second Blood Rush.
Yeah, so this is
So
insane. If he's gonna be, I assume playing another Blood Rush to discard a Beast Within, and then getting the extra
well,
value
that's
from
not
there.
true. That's not true. He has Clash of Agility in hand. That's a 50-50.
Oh,
So
sorry. He has okay. So there's a chance of
so let's
whiffing
let's
there.
let's pause here for a sec.
Yeah.
Just because he's probably right about to make the play. There's two lines open for him right now. He has one Blood Rush. He's only at 3 cards. He doesn't have Tunic up, right?
Yeah.
So this is still pretty early in the game. You can kind of do whatever. The problem with double Blood Rush is if you miss, hit the Clash of Agility and draw 2 random cards,
Yeah.
you now only have 1 floating. Because you have 1 floating, you have your Clash of Agility. So I'm thinking if you don't discard the Blood Rush. Sorry, if you don't
The
Blood Rush
Beast
and discard the Beast Within, you have the Clash of Agility, and then 2 random cards. So you only have 1 floating, meaning you don't have Tunic for that automatic Claw with Go Again, for like that auto 7 Go Again.
Yep.
And then at minimum, you're doing Claw for 7, followed up by like an attack, usually, because if you draw like
Yep.
a blue and a
minimum
Clash.
minimum 10 attack probably.
Yeah, so if you pitch, you attack with Go Again using the agility. It's kind of impossible to string together a 3 attack hand, which is not using the agility super well. And if you're not stringing a 3 attack hand on a double Blood Rush into an aggressive deck,
Yeah.
I don't know what else is going to get you back into the game if something happens.
Okay.
So personally, I would rather take the line to just swing with the Clash of Agility. I don't know what he's going to do. I haven't seen him do it. This might be what he does. Swing the Clash of Agility. It's going to come in for 8 Go Again.
Yep.
I think he's got a Beast Within, right? Beast Within his other card. Pitch the Beast Within.
Claw
for 5. You're coming in for was it 9 plus 5 there because
So
you have
14.
the might. Coming in with 14 on a Blood Rush 4 card. It's respectable damage in an aggro matchup. He could have a lot of 2 blocks, and then you arsenal the Blood Rush, and
Keep
then
the
next
other
turn
one.
you have a Tunic, and you have a Tunic next turn. So then if you want, you get a 5-card Blood Rush. I think that's probably the most ideal play.
Yeah.
We'll see what he ends up doing.
The greedy
but
play is take the 50-50 and hopefully discard Beast with it, and then just go for a 3-turn,
Yeah.
a 3-attack hand with double Blood Rush buff. I think that's game breaking
We'll
if it
see.
happens.
We'll
see
see,
if he's a gambling man.
We'll see if he's got the blood in his eyes here.
Yeah, it's probably. I mean, if you're this far and you're doing this well in a
He's tilting it. Oh,
Okay,
he's
okay.
tilting it. He's
Well-
going Blood Rush. He's gonna hit it.
that's insane. Yeah. Okay,
Nope.
so he's whiffing. So
That's-
we'll see what
that's
happens with this
really
hand.
bad.
Yeah, we'll see
Okay.
if he does manage to string together a 3-attack turn, or if he's gonna do
Nope.
like what you said and just kind of
No.
He has a second
drew a
Beast
3 cost of a
Within.
yellow. He drew a 3 cost of a yellow. It's doomed. He can't 3 attack on that. So
Yeah,
now
you're
what he
right,
has
you're
to
right.
do is essentially just
pitch for claw.
hit with. Yeah, he's got to send packing. He's gonna try to get an arsenal.
Oh, okay. At least he's got
That's
some
interesting.
disruption. No go again. So this is
No, he has to go again off agility. He had
agility.
he
I'm
has the
sorry.
agility.
There is go
Yeah.
again on this. I'm sorry. Yeah. So good disruption. 1 floating and 1 card left in hand. That was the Beast Within, I believe. You don't
mean, he's
really
gonna
want to
claw
be. You don't really want to arsenal the Beast Within. I think you do just
No.
pitch it to claw for 7 or for 7 more damage. It's
Yeah, 7's right. 7's right.
pretty good. Nice Sagrada Sigil being used to
Yeah, so
mitigate 3 of that damage. Probably knock. Well, we'll see if he blocks. Actually, this is probably worth blocking.
he's gonna block, but Guy kind of he played it perfectly having Sigil in the arsenal for that
Yeah.
disruption here. But
Yeah, quite nice.
so it's just gonna be a claw, I imagine. Like he
Yeah.
can't not claw here.
You
He's only
pitch
got 1
for-
card in hand.
You pitch for claw. Yeah.
Okay, so he came in for 18 on the double
18
Blood Rush turn.
Instead of 14, which we calculated.
Yeah,
so,
that's bad.
yeah, the Blood
That's
Rush
very bad.
accounting for 4 damage there, and he didn't really
That's
get to
very bad.
keep it either for next turn. So
Yeah, you have no arsenal, and you did 4 more damage off double Blood Rush. That is bad.
Yeah.
That is the risk we set. That is kind of the risk he took.
yeah,
It
it could have easily
kinda-
been another 10 to 12 damage probably if you got like maybe a swing big or something for 12 more. But yeah, I think
he didn't really have to pitch. Yeah, he didn't really have to pitch to play around with. Like he didn't have Tunic up. I don't really like. I really don't like the risking for the double Blood Rush there. But
yeah.
sometimes
Yeah, I think when
you
you're
do brute
faced with an
things.
aggressive Dromai, you're just kind of scared and say, okay, I gotta hit the jackpot to win this matchup.
Yeah, but on that side, wouldn't you rather keep a blood rush to make sure you
Yeah,
have turn over turn pressure? Because otherwise, you
I
just like
would, I
might have a
would,
dead
yeah,
turn and then
because you can
just
probably
run you
take the
over.
aggression, assuming Dromai blocks a few blocks with one or two cards on your first swing. Um, you're not really afraid of the two other cards they have lying back, so you arsenal the blood rush, maybe take 8 damage or so.
Let's let's pause for a sec,
Yeah.
just real quick here. So what he drew into, so his top two cards were a Beast Within and another Sent Packing. I believe he
Mm.
also has an Agile Windup in there. So essentially, if he did kind of the
Like
first
keep the
suggestion here, where he keeps the Blood Rush, yeah,
yeah.
exactly, keeps the Blood Rush, then he would have able to discard the Agile Windup on Gee's turn, um, create the agility for your for your play, for
Mm-hmm.
your Blood Rush play, pitch whatever he has. I don't know what his other card is other than the
It might
windup, but I
looks
think it's
like it
another
might be red.
yellow. Is it a red card?
Hard to tell. It's
Let's
so
play for a
small on
sec.
my screen right now. Yeah.
Yeah, he can pitch the card or he can tunic either way. But like if he pitches the
Yeah.
card, then blood rush, then you guarantee the beast. You could he has it's the send packing right. So what you
Oh.
could do is
Mm,
you could block with the card, um,
mm-hmm.
to get it out of your hand, and then you can pitch send packing to blood rush, discard beast within, and still have a pretty reasonable play. Because then you have 3 cards and tunic,
Yeah.
so you get quite a bit of value overall in your hand, and you can still keep pressure. But we'll see what
Mm-hmm.
happens in this game here.
Yeah, and also note that the tunic would be up on this turn too. So yeah, you're right. So you can even use
Yes,
tunic to play your blood rush if you wanted to.
you could, but then you wouldn't be guaranteeing the beast. Oh,
Yeah.
because he has a blue. He has a blue pack something. The no
Is
Roundup,
it, is
rather. He
it
has a blue wild up.
riled up? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, right there.
It was CNC in the hand there that he has left over.
Ah, okay.
So a little bit red heavy, but the one blue I think makes it okay. Yeah, I like the
Yeah,
I do like disruption on his turn. Disrupting the Dromai is actually really really effective. Second sigil, it's
yeah.
playing
I mean,
around that sand
disrupting's
packing.
great. I mean,
Yeah,
it's fine. I think either of those plays is fine. You can either CNC for 7 or you can send packing for 7. It's
yeah,
effectively
yep.
the same here.
It is. Yeah. One thing is that the sand packing does equal more pitch, so you can keep that behind to do something like a claw. But
Sure.
there is no go again, so you don't really get to have that extra
Yeah,
claw even
there's
if you wanted it.
yeah, there's no go gun. But then yeah, we can kind of see that the second blood rush turn would have been
Mm,
quite good. I mean,
quite
Gee might
juicy.
have like kept back a card or two because it's 14 versus 18, but like a card that would have been kind of the
Mm-hmm.
difference damage wise, and it'd be about the same.
Yeah.
Um,
All
but now
right.
Gee was able to keep 3 cards in hand and be able to kind of get the mirror guy, get it on the field. Pretty good because
Mm-hmm.
Noah doesn't have a might right now, and because he has no might, that claw is not going to swing in for 4 on the mirror guy because you
Mm-hmm.
really do want to be clearing mirror guys.
Yeah.
That's like the one that you do need to kind of pay attention to almost immediately as KO because it gets out of hand real quick because you slam down like
Yeah.
Kyoria or Chromai. Like if you slam down Chromai and get multiple action points, it becomes really awkward on those super aggressive hands here. So it looks like
Mm-hmm.
uh
Blocking out, I
will
think,
be
the
a
Enderai.
yeah, blocking out the Yenderai with a non-popper is kind of okay. Burn the Maul is true damage in this matchup, which is kind of funny.
And
So
yeah, I was
every
gonna say,
type
so
of
there's
arcane,
no arcane barrier on KO side,
which
so
is fine, which
which
is super reasonable. It's no really
yeah,
not really expecting to run
yeah,
AB1 in this matchup over the 3 armor plus 2 mights,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
infinitely more value.
That will give you more value. The burn all's gonna last maybe another like 2 turns, maybe.
Mhm.
So it's like 4 arcane or 3-4 arcane versus like the 4
Yep.
block you would get normally. So yeah,
So it looks
or
like
three
there's a
block.
Mighty Windup and a Clash of Agility in hand for Noah. So he's just going to swing the Claw, discard the Windup, create 2 mights. And then, he's got that CNC in Arsenal, so he can then
Mm-hmm.
use Tunic to, if he wants to, then send the CNC, because he can use Tunic into one floating.
Yeah.
Uh, if he wants to get that Clash of Agility in Arsenal, or he can just send the Clash of Agility. It's really just up to him here. Um,
Yep.
I
Yep. I
I
think
think probably go at the mirror guy at this point. I don't know what he's gonna end up doing. So he's gonna take the tunic here. If he CNC is gonna be in his face. Okay, so he's gonna CNC his face. Surely he can't have a third sigil here, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, they never know, I guess, but he is fully blocking, so yeah.
yeah,
Well,
just do 3 blocks.
probably not a sigil in this case.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
interesting. So he's gonna keep back the Clash of Agility because that was the other card.
Mm-hmm.
Clash of Agility not great because it doesn't work on dragons. However, it's pretty good into this matchup because he is
Mm-hmm.
aggressive. He has a lot of attack actions. Probably
Yeah.
Blaze Headlong, Snatch, Billowing Mirage. Like I I think my preferred play would be swing the Clash. Either swing the Clash at the Mirror guy and like keep the CNC for later when you can just like get some more mites. Because like right now he has like quite a bit of mites,
Mm-hmm.
and if he had to, there's no heavy dragons on board. He could literally pitch a card CNC for 8 if all else fails,
Not
right? Which
bad.
is pretty good strategy.
Yeah.
Now in this case, 3 billowing. I don't imagine he blocks this unless his hand does nothing because he's on 5 cards with Clash of Agility and Arsenal. But it depends if he has like Agile Windup. It looks like he has Runner Runner,
I saw runner in
which
there. Yeah. I don't know what the other
doesn't
three cards
doesn't
are yet.
do yeah, Runner Runner does nothing at the moment because you have
It's a very
agility.
good card to block with if you have a hand that doesn't really, you don't have go again. There's nothing really to do.
Yeah, he does have pulping in there. Also, a lot of the vanilla damage. He's Noah's not going to be super interested in taking unless his hand doesn't do a lot. You can't give the Dromai too much space, even a more aggressively lined Dromai, because they'll just going to take more cards from you,
Yeah.
and then your turns are going to be too anemic to do anything, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, and it might be a good turn also to just clear some dragons. If you don't really
yes.
have much else to do, if there's no real disruption in your hand and you have vanilla damage,
Mm.
I think clearing Mirror Guy here is probably going to be the way to go. Because you're seeing here Mirror Guy's
Yeah. Oh,
preventing the
100%.
popping. Even this turn, it would have been a popper, which in this case it's not.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him hit them. Yeah, but I guess Guy would have kept 2 cards, but I think the 2 cards he blocked with like Uvia and Billowing, so like
Yeah,
not
not that
particularly.
aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of it's not that much different. However, I think Clash of Agility in the Arsenal doesn't do too much here. But we're gonna see what he can do here. He still has a pulping in hand, I also believe. So no
Yeah.
agility though, so he's gonna have to
Pulping is pretty
go
nice in this
against
matchup, I
somehow.
think. At least in this case, I'm happy to see a pulping.
Yeah, pulping is scary to face because Guy has an arsenal, which can easily be a D-react to stuff your go again because you have no agility, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that pulping is going to be a yellow pulping pitching
For
pack call.
5. Okay, so it's a blue pack
Really,
call.
it is a blue pack call, so he has 1 floating. Pulping, he's deciding what to do. I think he's gonna hit Mirror
Mirror
Guy.
Guy would be the right choice in my opinion, just because
Yeah,
you're
you
not really
can't.
throwing away that much damage anyway. It's 5 versus 4 health. I think this is probably a good choice.
Yeah, can you imagine if you just missed if they stuffed your pulping go again and then you still can't hit the stupid Mirror Guy with
Yeah.
something else? That would be
Actually,
bad.
I
So
wonder in this case if pulping can be stuffed, because if you're attacking a dragon, there's no opportunity to block it with 2 cards,
no, no,
right?
no. I meant like if he
If you attack
attacked
face.
face,
Oh, I'm
Gi
sorry.
had the
Yeah, yeah.
reaction, and then the Mirror Guy's on there, right? So
Yeah.
he's just going
Oh, yeah.
to.
Oh, yeah.
So he discarded Swing Big. He had Wild Ride Red in hand, so he's gonna pitch to
Okay.
Claw for 3. I imagine
Hmm.
just face.
Yeah, there's no
Probably
point in
just
attacking. I
face.
mean, the Ashwing won't really make too much sense. Yeah.
Not at the moment,
KO has
but
a bit of a problem with Ashwings too, because every attack is just so large. You don't really want to be wasting them on Ashwings.
yeah.
So I
No,
think you just got
it's
to
true.
race. If they start accumulating Ashwings, you just got to keep going face.
Yeah, now there is something to be said. I mean, Guy only has 3 armor at his disposal, and Noah has
Yeah.
a sure shit a
The
lot more. He's got
full
like
3 plus 3 plus 2, so 7? Or is that 8? That's 8. Plus the tuning, that's
eight
9.
total.
Yeah.
9 total. 8 that he wants to use sooner rather than later. And funnily enough, scowling is usually not great into Dromai, but it's actually pretty good into this particular style of Dromai because
Right.
you can literally prevent 4 extra damage on like a random go again attack, right? So if they
Yep.
just start with some go again and they're trying to go super wide or something like that, or they strike you, you can actually just straight up prevent 4
Yeah.
damage and get like effectively 6 value, like
Yeah.
2 off the head and another 4. So I think the
Exactly.
scowling's actually good. Scowling use is going to be pretty key because Noah kind of
Hmm.
he went for the way more kind of loose aggressive play, hoping to pay off, and it didn't work. So now he's probably a little bit
Hmm.
back in the saddle,
Back
but
in the
not in the driver's seat.
back in the back seat. Yeah.
Back in the back seat. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I also don't really like the letting Mirror Guy live 1 extra turn, but that's totally okay.
Yeah. All right. E
Would you
strike.
see that E strike?
Did he draw a card? I can't tell.
No,
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 he
just
didn't.
go again.
Okay. Yeah, the card in his hand was already there, so
Yeah, it
5 go again.
looks like a dust up. I think in Gee's hand, so probably just planning on
Yeah.
doing a little dust. Oh, he's going to do the clash. Is he gonna get the? Oh, cast bones.
Oh,
We lost Clash to Dromai.
pretty sad. There's like
Ooh,
almost no chance of losing that.
that's a little on the depression.
A little bit. Oh well,
Yeah, so
that's okay. He has
I
a cast bones coming up. Very nice.
it's okay, but not really. Like that's really bad because like
Yeah.
getting the agility is super strong in this. Like having at least like a 2 attack wide, 2 to 3 attack
Yeah.
potential. In this case, probably 2, but
No, you're
now
right.
he's gonna have
The
to.
knowledge too of there being a cast bones on top might be detrimental to him as well. Because if Guy knows that, it's almost like they're gonna have a setup turn, so
Mhm.
you can play with that a little bit.
It's true. Yeah, knowledge is power, right? So this dust up here is presenting 4, but really it's presenting more than 4 because the Ashwing is gonna hit him for at least another arcane if he lets it, or it's gonna take another one of his poppers. Either way, right? So
Mm-hmm.
Ashwing's definitely a nuisance. Now Guy has not done
Okay.
a lot. It looks like a what,
He's an
Assault and
Apex.
Battery and a Apex.
Yep.
So
So getting a
red
might.
Assault and Battery.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
red Assault and Battery. So looks like Guy is going to snaps and do that free damage here. So demanding a card essentially because, sorry, demanding a popper really because if you don't pop this, Yendra is going to come in for another 3.
Yeah. So
So
this is
pretty good value here.
yeah, very good. Capitalizing
Decent.
on Mirror Guy being gone here, which is
Mhm.
the right play in my opinion. I think because you're probably gonna have a
Yes.
very slow turn anyway, so you might as well just get rid of
Once
some
you
board presence.
Yeah, once you commit to blocking the dust up and not getting the Ashwing, you kind of have to pop the Ashwing because then it just doesn't make any sense. If you just
Yeah.
gotta like leave it there
Yeah,
and like
that is true.
CNC him, yeah, it's not really that great. So the Might's gonna pop. He's gonna get his Tunic up. Is he gonna send the Clash for 8? Or he can send the Claw for 5. He's got a couple options. That's just a pound time. Yes,
Okay,
I
so
think he's
going
gonna
for
get
the
that out
more
of
the more
Arsenal.
damage, I think that makes sense, especially with
Yeah, there's no targets.
cast bones
Mhm.
coming up too. You're not really gonna have a big
Yeah.
pop off turn regardless. You're not gonna draw into a blood rush and play the blood rush. So I think this makes sense.
Well, he's only got the one Blood Rush left.
He only
which
has
is,
one left. Yeah, 2 blood rushes for a 18 damage turn kind of hurts.
It's bad. It's
Yeah.
really bad. That yeah, it's definitely it was definitely a play.
It was a play.
But
He swung for the
the
fences and unfortunately missed.
yeah, and again, we're not ripping on anyone. Like
Yeah.
we don't like these reviews. We
See,
get to sit here in the
it's a
comfort of our
play.
own home and
It's a
look
play
at
that
these
I might
plays.
have made, and I'm like,
Oh, you definitely would have made.
I probably
100%
would
you
have made that.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah, but these players are both 4-0. They're both very. I know
Yeah.
Guy has already won something. Both very good players, but like obviously we get to kind of see everything in
from a
not real time, top down kind of view. So
top
we get
down.
to
Yeah.
sit here and analyze. But like if you're a player playing in this position,
It might be pretty alluring. Yeah. You can't blame anybody for that.
Yep. So it looks
Alright,
like it's gonna
nice
be
little zoom in
a.
on that.
Oh, he might have looked to see if the sync was like cold foil or something because I think
Oh yeah.
from the judge pack cold foils because I think Guy is known for just like making everything max rarity or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that CNC
Um,
earlier. Oh, very
Yep,
nice.
Fable Sansies. So it looks like it's gonna be a nice Chromite Blaze Headlong extended art, of course.
Okay. Yeah.
Going to
Why
go
not?
for the 4 go again.
so I
Chromite
see-
pretty good because you can
Yeah, I'm just looking at the hand pack call. Or yeah, pack call being used to block. Very nice.
see the Wrecker Romp.
Blue
keeps on
Wrecker
top.
Romp.
So what is his hand? Is riled up blue.
Riled up.
Cast
Maybe a
Bones.
CNC. Yeah, CNC and cast
CNC.
bones. So
Okay,
yeah,
so-
I mean, you're probably gonna want to keep the CNC, but it's a good popper. So, well, I guess because Chroma is in
Yeah.
the field, it might be a bit difficult
If
to do
Chrome, if Chromite goes at it, you probably
Mm.
passing pass.
that.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's tricky.
Yeah, generally I think you just have to hit the. Okay, so there's two.
You
Pause
can't
for a
do
sec.
both.
There's
yeah.
two options here.
Yeah.
But can you? There's two options.
Roll
here, right?
scabs.
You've got
Is
to
it the
roll
time?
scabs. It might be the time
With no
because
gamblers, mind you.
okay, yes. You have to look at kind of like how much upside is scabs. You roll
Mhm.
scabs, so obviously you generally only want to be doing this on stuff like passing mirage, right?
Yeah,
Because it's just
yeah.
so much upside because you can hit it. It's not just you don't have agility or something. I need an action point to
Yeah.
attack
Yeah.
twice, but if I don't attack twice, like I can still do okay damage. This is just like a make it or break it, right?
Yeah.
So
the upside to this is
you're-
insanely high if he gets this.
It's insanely high because not only does he get to swing the claw into the passing, so he doesn't have to worry about some like crazy Kyloria mirror guy shit going on and just like having infinite action points. but he also gets to cast bones with CNC in Arsenal, meaning a CNC might be like 12,
11 or 12
12
damage.
go
Yeah.
again. Yeah, yeah, go with go again because of the cast bones,
If
right?
you
Like
get
if you get the
all six, I
six,
believe. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and even then you can still get a wind up on your other turn and discard the wind up, and then you now have agility. You have tunic on one. Like the upside's really really high. You can kind of take back the game.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't think you're strictly losing at the moment on KO side, but I think you're definitely behind. You're
Yeah.
very even with the armor. I think you're very much behind.
Yeah.
Just because you really don't want to be on lower life than the Dromai at kind of any halfway point in the game before like late game.
Especially with
You want to
Dromai's board right now. This is it's quite a nice board.
exactly. Yeah, and luckily Guy didn't have like Mage Masters be able to pop this and like some other dragon or some other attack and be able to like get that kind of value. It was only for like an Ashwing, which was fine. It was still like a reasonable play to try to get value out of it ASAP, which is good. But Guy also still has that flame scale up, right? So we'll see what he ends up doing. The other play is literally swing and hit the passing. I don't think you ever let that passing up. You can't do it. It's just too good. It's too good because
And you don't play cast bones. That's rough
if
though.
he gets yeah, but you can like arsenal it, keep the CNC, and have it as a popper. So like unless Guy has like a mirror guy, nothing is gonna be unpoppable. So
Yeah.
that's I think those are the two lines. Well, we can play it. We can see
Let's see what
what
he does.
Noah.
Yeah, it's very interesting actually. I don't really know what the
After
right play
seeing
is, to be honest.
after seeing the double blood rush, I'm willing to bet he's thinking hard about scabs.
Oh,
Ah,
you
there
called
it
it.
goes.
Yeah, okay. I mean, this is like
It's very high EV. It's very very
godly
high.
level if this works, because you pop
Yeah.
the
If he rolls
the
a 4 to
passing.
6,
He rolled a
it's a
6. Did he
6.
ask his opponent to roll that?
Gee rolled a 6. Oh,
That's
Gee.
yeah. It's your own hand. That's you caused this.
So now you can technically also throw the CNC because you have Tunic up.
Yeah, although
So
you don't
you
really
could
want to because there's
literally.
no arsenal, but you might as well
It's
keep it
true.
probably.
Yeah, but I'm
But
saying you could.
you could. Yeah, yeah. If you're feeling
They have to
spicy.
pass him.
Yeah, so
Gonna do
break
the
the
one thing he definitely
passing.
needs to do.
Very nice. Yeah, that's very very nice. So does he play CNC or does he cast bones? We'll see. I
Well, I think you cast bones for sure.
I'm sorry. Does he
Okay.
play CNC before cast bones or just plays cast bones? Yeah, he's using tunic, so he's CNC.
Is he thinking about Chromai or face? I mean, it's got to be Chromai if you're gonna do it, right?
Yeah, you might as well. There's no
Yeah.
arsenal to threaten.
Yeah,
Chromai
it's
is
just
such
it's
a
vanilla.
menace. Yeah, and
Yeah.
cast bones.
So
Wow.
I do actually
All right,
see
let's
the
see.
understanding
One,
because it's one less.
2, 3,
Looks like he's hitting
4,
it here.
5. He's getting
Five.
all 6.
He's getting all of it. That's a
Oh.
pretty good. That's a pretty good 6 cards too. Like that's a pretty
Oh
reasonable
yeah.
set of 6 cards.
Yeah.
You got Bare Fangs. You got Wild Ride. You
Bare
could
Fang's
string
very
together
nice.
some big turns
Yeah,
here.
with the
Some
agility too
hacking.
now. Yeah, this is gonna be
Yep.
strong.
So it's to mitigate the amount of crazy damage Geek could do because Noah's gonna want to keep his hand, right? So he's probably gonna use his flesh bag if he
Yeah.
can, if it's reasonable
yeah.
to do so.
Yeah.
He's gonna want to keep his hand. So getting rid of the Chromai is fine because it's less that I can just like use Mirror Guy and just like drag a dragon with Kyloria. Chromai get the action point and start swing. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
okay, the value is just kind of insane on Gee's side. It's like high roll, right? Or like the highest possible turn he could do is probably Mirror Guy Chromai if he has Mirror Guy Kyloria with the Chromai already on board.
Yeah.
And so he's mitigating that chance. Now, again, he lost the chance to, as I said, CNC for 12 go again, which is very strong because unless Guy uses his whole hand.
Oh, we got a mirror guy in there. Yeah.
Okay, so one of those dragons was there's a Kyloria there, so I literally think he might have just wanted to do that. I haven't been. It's kind of hard to look at Gee's side. It's a little bit too much glare on that side.
Yeah.
I don't think I can see his hand as clearly as Noah's. But like Kyloria Mirror Guy, if Chromai was still on the board, would have been really tough to deal
yeah.
with. To not give him cards, not
Exactly.
give Geek cards.
Yeah, so there's an argument here to just not block, right? You can just take the 2 plus the 3 from Yenderai, I guess.
This Yendrai is no phantasm, so you take the 3. But
Yeah.
he's thinking about the scowling because kind of what I said before. He's gonna want to keep
You keep
as
his
many
hand.
cards as possible.
Yeah, now there isn't really too much. Like, this isn't like a make or break it kind of scowling, in my opinion, because
No,
you can mitigate 4 damage, like you said, right? Which is fine.
on
it's
average.
not
On
gonna,
average.
Yeah, it's not going to break the turn. This is not going to be like, okay, my turn's over after this. There's 3 cards left
Yep.
in Guy's hand, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, it's two. It's two.
Two
It's two.
two
He
left.
only
I'm
has-
sorry.
so he pitched Kyloria for Mirgai. He didn't have an Arsenal, so it looks like he has a
Okay.
humble. I believe that's a humble,
It
and he
amazes me that
had
you can
one
see
other
that.
card. Oh, it's a fate. I think it's a no. Is it a fate? That's the humble right there, because that's what I saw in the front. I don't know what the card is right behind him, but he
Oh,
might be
zooming in.
thinking thank you.
I still
I
can't
can't.
make that
Glare.
out.
The glare is kind of rough here.
Oh, well, they tried.
So what I think what Guy is thinking about is to pitch the humble for flame scale so that that's not
Oh,
intimidated
to
because he wants
guarantee.
to guarantee what his arsenal will be, I assume, right? So if he pitches to the furnace, he banishes the other one for intimidate. He gets to take that card back and arsenal it.
Okay. Yeah.
So he does.
So
He doesn't want
you,
humble and arsenal.
yeah. Yeah. So very very nice guarantee. So he can't use humble, but that's okay. I think.
I don't. I wouldn't keep humble either.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's the right arsenal here. Good card, but I wouldn't I wouldn't necessarily say it's great here. So the last card is going to be banished. So it is going to be
Okay. So this did actually just completely stop his turn. So very nice.
wonder what I don't know what the other card was. It could be just D-React or something.
Yeah.
I'm not actually sure.
Hard to tell. I guess we'll find out next.
That's
turn.
okay.
Yeah.
It's something.
Okay. Did he attack with Miragai or no? Probably not, right?
No, he attacked with
No.
he attacked with Yenderai because I had no Phantasm.
So that was like that was a 3 damage turn. So
blocked 2,
KO
took
insanely
1.
happy about that. Yeah. Oh, and
Would say
took the arcane probably. Yeah.
Well, there's no
Alright.
burn them all, but
Well, there was. Well, it just
and
died.
the last one,
just died, yeah.
Okay, so he took Arcane 2. Yeah, so he took 2 total.
2 damage.
Looks
there,
like
yeah.
Pound Town going into so that Bear Fangs
Okay.
could come.
This could be 16 damage here. Did he reveal? Oh, he didn't.
No, not
start
yet.
Okay.
So it's Send Packing, Riled Up.
Probably
And
100%.
Wind Up.
Yeah. Okay. He
got
got
the
the
wind up.
agile.
Yeah.
So, all right, 16 damage. Super freaking strong.
No, it's 14.
Oh, sorry. No, it's
It's the Blood
14.
Rush.
I'm sorry. It's not Blood Rush. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. If it was Blood Rush, it'd be 16.
Still
but
freaking
this is just
strong.
This is just 14.
Just
Or
14.
go again.
No big
14
deal.
go again.
Yeah.
That dice goes up to 12. That's
okay.
wild.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it's 6 to 12 because you have like 2 sets of dice. One that's like 2 to
Yeah.
I forget 1 to 6 maybe.
Must be nice having Pulverize at home.
Pulverize at
So
home, yeah. So make
Noah has-
it yourself. Pulverize. Build a pulverize.
no, so it was a sync. So
It
it was a
was
D
sync.
react.
I think that is cold
Okay,
foil.
so
That does look shiny.
that is cold foil. So that makes a whole lot of sense because if the banish hits the sync, then
Yeah, I mean,
he wouldn't. Well, I guess he'd still the humble
you
would
could
be
still arsenal it if you wanted to, but I think
no,
he
but
wanted to just
you
get
would
the value.
be you'd be arsenaling the humble instead, right? Like
Right.
depending on
if
which
you,
one
if
it
you
hits.
furnace, you mean?
Exactly. If he furnaces,
Yeah.
like if he furnaces and he's left with the sink, he'd have to furnace the sink and then take the humble if the humble was the one banished. But here
Yeah,
he
I
did
wonder.
it that way, which I think is correct. I
Yeah.
think that's what you want to do.
Okay, yeah. I think it's a 10 packing and a wrecker romp. So
Yeah,
neither
so he could
very
take
effective right
damage.
now, but 6 more damage. Take it. Okay, killing. Yeah, that's probably smart.
Yeah.
You got the damage across. Just cripple his board a little bit, I think, and then hopefully draw into your blood rush to
Yeah,
keep that pressure up.
Mirror again, a little bit too strong to just leave on the board. He couldn't claw it. Claw wasn't enough, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
decided to do that. Looks like is that the extended art rabble? It's a new rabble, right?
Oh, it's the new rabble. Yeah, I was trying to remember what that is. Yeah.
This man has everything. Of course he
Okay.
has everything.
Show another rabble on top, so 4 damage. I think KO just takes that
4/4.
in a blaze. So 4 and 4. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just redlining at this point, right? You're
Yeah.
just going real low to the ground. That makes sense why he didn't block the Bear Fangs because they're a bunch of 2 blocks.
Oh yeah.
Burn them all.
Oh, another burn them all.
he didn't
Yeah,
burn
that's
them
really
all.
strong actually. Burn them all could be the difference maker between
it
winning or
will.
losing here.
Yeah, I mean it's true damage. Like it's definitely gonna
Yeah.
be.
It's a clock right now.
Quite a bit. Yes.
Basically, it pressures you into just dishing damage back because there's no real point to blocking with everything and just dying
Correct.
to burn them all. So I think
Exactly.
you
So-
do have to put on pressure now as KO.
Now we do see that popped. Important to know that Guy doesn't have any dragons or anything to actually use to burn them all. So at this particular game state, it's pretty
True.
nice.
I see a second burn them
Now-
all, I think, in hand, so that could be a lot of freaking damage.
Yeah, Guy doesn't have two. Like he has reds. I don't think he has infinite reds in grave right now, but he does still have enough to get this one burn them all for a while. So it looks like it's going to be just a
Are
claw.
we just pitching claw and that's it?
No, I'll probably
Was
got a
there-
wind up hand.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, there's the agile wind up right there. So
Okay.
we have an agile wind up. Gonna be creating agility and might. It looks like there's a wild ride. I would assume you
Oh, he's
arsenal
blocking
wild
with.
ride.
Okay. I'm actually surprised he blocked with that. I'm half
You
half, I
might not.
guess. Yeah.
You might not. You might not need the three value now off the block
It's probably gonna
might
be worth
be.
more than what it deals.
Yeah, because Guy's at 21. I think what Guy wants to do is he wants to preserve enough life so that when he has a crazy hand of like a bunch of two blocks but like
You can
16
just
damage or whatever,
take
you could
12
just rip
damage
it, right?
and yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
All
Nourishing
right.
Emptiness revealed off the top, another Rabble. Obviously, we saw that Rabble from the last turn.
Nourishing
Revealed off the
interesting
top.
card
Not
because of Burn Them All. So you can kind of empty your grave,
That
play in
is that
Nourishing.
is yeah.
That is
Same
why.
idea as like Kasai, I guess technically, if you wanted to run
Hmm.
multiple, but that's not really. It's really
Yeah.
more specifically for this purpose as far as discarding attack actions from the grave. But this is just gonna be 4 go again. I think Noah's just probably
I
gonna
think
be
that's all you
fine
need. The
for
cave's at
this.
10 now, so this is gonna be. Oh, that's bitter. That's a little rough. Yeah.
Wow, this
You don't
rabble
need
rabble.
dragons. You just hit the red line,
These are Kylorias that don't draw a card, essentially, right? So
basically.
what is Noah's hand? It looks like runner runner. He's got the wild ride as we saw before that he
So
arsenaled. So he's
unblockable. Oh, in Arsenal. I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So it looks like he does have the runner runner.
Okay,
Tunic is
so you
and
have
he has a
Savage
savage feast too.
Feast.
That's interesting. Savage feast.
It might be
Could have been
roll Scabskin's kind of turn. Although if he has Wild Ride, maybe you don't
no.
really.
He doesn't
You
have
just
to
play
because
it.
he has
Yeah.
runner runner wild ride. So it's like you still have a 3 attack turn if you want.
Yes, with
With
the
the claw if
agility
you have enough pitch.
token.
Yeah, and you're gonna be on
Oh, and
Tunic is on
that's
3.
actually insanely scary. I'd be really worried seeing this as KO.
Yeah, you
Um,
gotta pop
this is two
this. You have to
unblockable
pop
damage
this.
per turn, so
Yeah,
at
you have
minimum
to.
4 turns
Yep. So he took the
or
2 arcane.
max. Yeah.
He
Okay.
pretty healthy at 21 here. Let's see what Noah
Yeah,
wants to
this
do.
is a little worrisome. You really have to pop off on this turn, I think.
Let's start with that runner runner. Gonna come in for a casual 7 go again.
It
Create
was a
another agility.
might, I believe, so 7.
hmm I think so. He's got the wild ride, right? So he's got one floating. So he could definitely wild ride for another 6 and then do something else because he's got one more card. So he could probably
Hmm.
claw after that, is what I imagine he wants to do. So it's a nice, like, 2 blue. Yeah, so he's got another blue. He's going to wild ride into claw.
Very nice.
Smash Instinct gets to go
Seven,
again.
7 + 6 + 3. That's a nice 16 damage.
Yep. Yep. He had to do that because he didn't actually discard yet. So he couldn't claw first. Otherwise, I would have claw first to, like,
Yes.
guarantee it.
Yes.
Otherwise, if you miss off wild ride,
That's
because
why you roll Scabskins.
I mean,
I'm
you
just
have
kidding.
like, you have misses. You have cast bones. You have blood rush.
You have
like
misses,
in
yeah, I
either
know.
of those. And then
I'm
he's
just
gonna.
kidding. Without
I think he did
Gabblers,
claw
it's like
first.
so scary to roll Scabskins. Literally
Okay, he
could
did
lose the
claw.
game.
I was just like, what happened? I was like, why is
He
his
did, he
life
did
not
or
going down?
didn't?
He
I
did.
missed
He
it.
A
Oh,
clawed.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he went from 14 to 7 there. They just updated it.
Okay.
He went to 10
Then
and then he
took
went
3 more.
to
Yeah.
took 3. Yeah,
Oh,
so it
very
looks
nice.
like
He strike. Go again. Okay. I didn't see the
took 2
hand,
cards in
so
hand.
probably has a 0 for 4. Another blaze maybe. No more ravenous. I think he played all 3.
No, he definitely played all 3. He played one, revealed one, and then had the second one in
Had the
that
second
hand.
one there. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I'd imagine
yeah.
just probably took 2 blocks and stuff like that, right? So
Yeah, I mean, Noah very lucky dodging the burn them all here. I think burn them all is literally like gonna kill him if he doesn't have if there if there are dragons on the board. That's
yep.
like
So it looks like he's considering giving him the swing big here and the rest of the armor to block for 5. Gets the might token because of the
the apex
arms.
predator. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, he
Good,
has
good
an
use of
agile
it.
wind up and a bear fangs in hand. So
Hmm.
it is interesting. He's giving a lot of. Rake is really good, but Rake can only produce 2 if he wants to keep Ash here,
You're
because he's
right.
gonna create essentially
I think
2
he just
Ash.
creates one. Probably,
Well, it
probably
depends on how many
take.
dragons he makes.
You probably take. I would probably
I
take
think he can
both.
create 2.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you can't. You take 3, and you're just like, yeah, there you go. You take 2. If you take
Yeah.
3, then you have no Ash left, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Very nice. Presenting 3 damage. I believe the one arcane was dealt already. Oh man, with no
yes.
more 1 blocks besides tunic. So yeah,
He's not going to use Tunic yet. I don't think he's got another.
not while
pop
it's got a
there,
charge.
Beast.
Yeah, yeah.
Guy is no, he still has Tunic. I think Guy is confused why he still has Tunic, but he had 6 pitch. That pays for 2/2/2. That's correct. I think Noah's just explaining it.
Yeah.
All right, we're good. So he's got Savage Feast, he's got Agile, and he's got a blue. That's Noah's hand, Agile wind up. So he's got the Savage Feast. He could give him the Savage Feast. He could give him the wind up. So let's pause for a second here.
Yeah. I
Oh,
think
he's got the Bear
with
Fangs.
I would say with this hand, you give the Savage Feast. Uh, there's not much upside to playing it. You have to roll Scabskins for it to be really effective to draw a card and play
So
something else.
he has agility though.
Oh,
Because
utility. Okay.
yeah,
Yes. I'm
a little
sorry.
bit different.
That makes a
So
difference. Okay.
the two lines I want to bring up are one, you have Tunic, so you can use Tunic to pay for the Savage Feast. You could pop with the Wind Up, right? So it's a yellow Wind Up. I
Yep.
mean, any of the
Six
well, no,
space.
the
Blue
blue
could
does not.
not pop. Yeah.
But he has the yellow. It looks like so he can pop with the yellow if he wants. He can Savage Feast, discard the Bear Fangs, and then he would draw a card. If he gets a yellow or a blue, he gets to swing Claw. So the total amount of, and I'm going to assume it's going to be a yellow or a blue. I'm going to assume it's going to be
So that's
a
like
hit, and he's going to be able to
nine.
draw.
With two
Um,
mites, you're looking at 11
8 plus
damage.
3,
Yeah,
correct. 8
11
plus 3.
damage.
Now, if he does the other play, he pops with the Savage Feast. He keeps the Wind Up and the Bear Fangs. I think the play is literally just pitch for Bear
Just
Fangs.
hope to
Right?
get 8 damage and I guess 10 damage in your Bear
It's,
Fangs.
yeah, it's 10 damage on Bear Fangs. So
Yeah.
it's 11 versus 10, right?
Yes, and
It's
you don't
got 8
have
plus
pitch
3
left
versus
over
10.
for your claw. What
No,
was the
you do
other?
not.
No, it's not a blue, so you can't afford it. Yeah.
You only have one floating because you only have your Tunic because in that play you're not using Tunic.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I think the correct line here, I don't know what he's going to take, but I think the correct line here in my mind is you pop with the Wind Up. It doesn't really do you much good at the moment.
Hmm.
You use the Tunic and go fishing for a card. Now, you do that, you hit him for 8, right, on the Savage
Yeah.
Feast to face. Then you pitch your yellow or blue. If it's a red, just, life sucks. But
Yeah.
you pitch,
Maybe it's
you
cast
search
bones.
at this point in the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Um, you pitch that card and you claw an Ashwing. Now, the
Okay.
reason you claw an Ashwing is because the Burn the Maul is literally going to kill him, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
I think Guy has been through 2 rakes at this point, at least.
I don't know
And,
if he's
and he,
played. Has he played two? I think he only played one so far. He might have blocked with one.
yeah, he's only got one left. Is probably what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah.
So I would if I was Noah, I'd probably pick up his grave and start counting how many actually like what he's got left in his deck
What
because the key
threats?
is
Yeah.
with only one Ash, Asvali's are very like Asvali Chromai is impossible. Like if his hand is literally Asvali Chromai, you can only pick one. So like he'd have to literally have a 3-card play in that case. He'd have to like Chromai, use the Ash, pitch the Furnace, and then Asvali, and then he has no Ash. But you need like some Ash generation, so you have to keep you need to keep an extra card just to generate an Ash for your dragon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the 1-cost dragons, you still need an Ash target to play them. So you can't have
You
no
can't
Ash
pitch
pitch.
and
That's
yeah.
not how it works.
Yeah.
You need an Ash to actually put
Illegal.
the dragon on, and then you get the Ash back after.
Yeah.
Right. So I would say at this point, the claw hitting the dragon, because Guy's at 7, right? So you hit him for 8. Furnace is only on 1. You're taking cards from Guy's hand, probably 2. I don't think Guy wants to go super low depending on his hand, right? And if you're really lucky, it's all 2 blocks. You're gonna be getting 2 blocks out of him, which is even better, right?
Yep.
Tunic is still live. The other reason is because I think you should use Tunic now because you're probably going to be blocking with that.
Yeah, that's a
pretty
very good
soon,
point,
if not next, right? You want to get the one off the Tunic. You get that value for the Savage Feast. Go fish and grab because not only like 3 to the face is kind of whatever. Like you might get 1 through for a card, or you're gonna take a 3 block from his hand.
Yeah.
That Ashwing is 1 true damage every single time it swings because he's got enough reds for burn them all, right?
Even if you pop it
And
on the next turn.
even if you pop it, yeah, even if you pop it's still arcane, right? And so I think that's probably the right line.
Okay.
We'll see what he ends up taking.
It might also depend on how Guy blocks the Savage Feast.
Well, he has to choose now. He has to choose whether he goes for Savage Feast or Bear Fangs, right?
Yes,
Because if he goes for Savage Feast, he's blocking with Wind Up. If he goes for
I meant the claw. I meant the target for the claw. Might
we'll see. We'll see if he does that line. We'll see
All
what
right.
he blocks first. I don't know what he's gonna
I'm
block.
excited. Let's see. All right, we got 2 options. Watch me have like a secret option number 3 that we didn't think of.
Sorry, in my mind, those are his 2 options.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm crazy, but
Well, we'll
he could
see if
also
he
just
cooks
all of
something.
this.
But I think you're right. You convinced me on a Savage Feast for sure, especially with the wind up, the agility. That just makes it like a
Yeah. If there was no
So
agility,
much
that's not a play. That's not a play.
you
If
don't
he
roll
doesn't-
scab. You don't take a chance on scabs probably.
No, I think Scabs loses the game, possibly.
Okay.
Okay, no, that's fine. Like he could still Bear Fangs for 10. That's not a
Yeah,
bad play.
yeah, I know. I think I just worked out of my mind that Savage Feast was the optimal play. It's one less damage, and you keep Tunic behind, I guess. Like you still get to keep your Tunic, but you can't really block with it.
Your tunic counter, yeah, but like you need to use it eventually. Yeah, he's going Bear
Yeah.
Fangs.
All right.
Oh,
That was a
terrible
whiff too.
him.
But that's what he would
Oh,
have drawn that then. With
he
the
pitches it for
with pitch
Claw.
for claw. So yeah, it would have actually been way better. All right. So
No,
eight.
because like Savage Feast discards the like you block with Wind Up. Savage Feast discards the Bear Fangs. That hits. You draw the
You
Tail
draw,
Limb from them. You
and
pitch it. You
you
swing
pitch it for
Claw,
claw. Right. We
and
talked
you
about
hit the
this.
last and you hit the last Ashwing. Like the Ashwing would be gone right now because you get to
Yeah.
hit the last Ashwing, which is powerful because that's you're saving yourself one arcane true damage is 20% of your health. Think of it that way.
It
It's
is.
20% of your health.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's gonna have to pop it then on his next turn probably, or just Tunic block and have a good hand. Um, so yeah, we're comparing now. This is 8 damage total on this turn compared to
Eight,
would have
eight
been
versus
11.
10. I mean, Savage Feast would
Um,
have also been 8 technically, right? So it's kind of like
yeah,
how he blocks here might have just been the same way he blocks the
yeah, but no claw, no claw
no
potential on
claw,
this
no
turn.
claw, no claw for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know if that really changes like because in Gizmo it's like he can't really predict if he brute gives, brute takes. I like that comment.
yeah,
So I think it's also just kind of interesting
hmm
if he would consider lines that Noah would have done if he would have had like a pitch because he could easily just arsenal, right? Like he doesn't have to hit the
mm,
dragon or hit him to the face.
yeah, that is true
I
too.
probably
Yeah,
wouldn't put too much stake into it. So it looks like there's a mirror guy being. I like it as
hovered.
marble, so I can see which
It's
dragon it is
easier to
very
see.
clearly with the marble.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I advantage to bleeding out your deck.
for sure. It makes it so much easier for us to look at it. So it's got a mirror guy, probably another 3 block or a 2 block. So he might be
Yeah,
blocking for. Oh, it's a passing mirage, so that would have been a block for 5.
right.
I mean, pass. I think we're too. I think we're past passing Mirage at this point. I don't
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
I don't think
you're
he's ever
right.
gonna get
You
space.
don't take the turn off to play a passing. One thing to note also is that Guy did have a dragon in hand, Mirror Guy. So if he did lose the Ashwing, he could still play a dragon and still deal the arcane damage. So it wasn't super pivotal to break the Ashwing.
Yeah, you mean
But
not including the mirror guy? Like he had another dragon in hand.
I didn't actually catch that. I don't know if he does, but either way, if he had broken the Ashwing, maybe he could have chosen to keep the Mirror Guy at that point.
Scar for a scar. Oh, the reason he did this is to go to 4. So this has go again.
Oh, smart.
That's why he blocked this way.
I
We'll see what
love
his
that
last card
scar.
was.
That's
If it
the
wasn't a
best scar.
dragon, then he would have had to keep the mirror guy. Meaning, if that's a
Yeah.
2 block, he has 3 2 blocks and a 3 block.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that might have been like he had to block with a
The
2 block.
three. Yeah, yeah. I think you're right. Yeah, he would have, or he would have gone down to like what, 2.
Low, real,
Yeah,
real
really
low,
low.
real low. So
in
this arcane,
in reckless swing range, if that's even a thing in Noah's
I
deck.
mean, he might like have it because he can't side it. So let's see what Noah's hand is. So Smash Instinct. So he took 1 off Scar. He's taking another arcane off the Ashwing here. So he's at
Yeah.
4.
So 4
You're
might choose
even.
to pop. It might not be the end of the world to give a card here for to pop it. Okay, so it looks like he gave something.
Even Assault and Battery. Yeah.
Assault
So
and Battery. Okay.
he's got Cast Bones and he's got Smash Instinct.
Whew.
That's
Is
interesting.
it just a
Well,
Castbone Arsenal? It probably. I mean, you can't really pitch Castbones for Smash Instinct, can you?
I mean, your other option is Scabs, but like I don't think swinging the claw is worth losing the game over
No,
when it's not
probably
even lethal.
not. No, no,
Like
no.
it's definitely not that.
You
Um,
honestly, it might be okay just to play Castbones and Arsenal here because you can block with 2 cards and still be okay. Like you can survive with 2 cards,
mhm.
and then you can swing back for like 12 damage potentially with Castbones.
So he's gonna cast bones here. It's gonna be another cast
Okay,
bones.
that's one
Comp,
whiff.
swing big, wild
Um,
one,
oh, 2 whiffs.
heirloom. It's
Okay.
4 might.
That's 4 might. At least he has a swing big. Swing big's actually pretty nice here because you'll come in for 12 damage on a swing big. And
If
you
you
can still,
survive, yeah.
yeah, you can block with 2 cards. I think. I don't
Mm.
really know. Well, I didn't really get a good look at Guy's hand, and even though, even though I can kind of see it's pretty Larry. Um, I mean, assuming it's, well, yeah, 0 for 4s are probably going to be really tricky to deal with. because he's gonna
Mm.
let damage through no matter what. Um, if it's a dragon, dragon 0 for 4, you can block with 2 cards, and then you have to. Yeah, it's actually gonna be very hard to keep 2 cards in
Yeah.
hand. I think it's gonna be very hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So I think,
we'll
I
see.
mean, it's fine, but
Not much else he could have done. I
realistically,
think that was the play. I don't think I would have done it differently.
I would agree. But that's the position you found yourself in because
Yeah.
you didn't hit the Ashwing with the claw. You had to give him the popper because if you got to keep the red assault and battery, you get
Yeah.
to possibly
um,
just hit him for like 7 or something like that, or
yeah.
you could possibly roll scabs and try to like
You
cast
probably
like
take
hit
the
for
7
7 and
because it will command 2 cards minimum on the block. There's a rake though. Rake is going to be very annoying to deal with. I think that if you don't have a popper here, okay. So you give 1 card to block this, take 1.
Yep.
Ashwing swings, take 1 more and pop it, and then you could potentially swing big. But then you lose to Arcane on the next turn probably. So
Yeah, I think he's
it might be
so you
GG.
gotta give him. I think you give him cast bones because you drew into cast bones. It's not doing any. It's not doing you any favors now, right?
You block with it, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, you give tunic, no? Like, what's tunic doing
Yeah,
for you?
don't go to 1. You're right. So you can use Tunic. Oh, yeah,
There's
don't go
no
to 1.
on.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Tunic plus Cast Bones, block this out fully. Take the 1 Arcane from Ashwing, pop it. Be at 2 for your following turn.
Swing
Swing
big.
big for 12, and then you'll survive an Ashwing on the following turn.
Did he draw the swing big? Do we know that he drew the swing big?
That's a good question. I don't know. I
So the
hope he
other,
did.
so the important thing to note is like that Blaze Headlong did come from Arsenal, I believe. So that was his last card in that hand. It was Blaze Headlong passing Mirror
Yeah.
Guy. So I think that was his hand, right? Like that was, I think it was
hmm
his hand. But that was the
Yeah.
Arsenal we were curious about, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
'Cause his turn was it was 2 cards, and he just essentially was able to Arsenal the Blaze Headlong.
Yeah,
Yeah, there
yeah.
we go.
That was. I'm pretty sure it's from Arsenal. Yeah.
Yeah, because his
All
hand was
right.
Rake Yenderai, Rake with pitching the Yenderai, and he has 2 cards in hand. Yeah, so another 2 blocks. So it would have been kind of awkward for him to block that other turn because he's only got 1
Oh,
armor.
I think I see swing big. I think it might be the second card there.
Cast Bones,
So
swing big,
I
something,
think
something.
he must have swing big for 12 on a 2 card hand. It's really hard to not have that. I think, especially with Tunic, you guarantee it.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
You
but
have
we have to block with Tunic though. So if it's a full red hand, he doesn't have it. It
so
might be.
he has Pound Town.
Oh no,
No,
he has
He's pack call. He's pack
he
call.
has
He's pack call.
he has
That's not
pack
pack
call.
call.
He's fine. Yeah, he's pack call. He took the
There's
1 though.
Dromai.
Ooh.
Dromai.
I
That's
don't think
really
he can
bad.
keep. He can't keep anything.
He has
Uh,
Savage Beast. No?
yeah, he has Savage Feast, Swing Big, and the blue pack call. He is giving Swing Big here. Is he gonna a single card pass? He's gonna use Tunic to pay for Swing Big, maybe.
I don't think he can. He needs to block the Ashwing.
Yeah, yeah,
Because it's Chromai, so he still has an action point.
yeah. Chromai really threw a wrench in that. I think if it wasn't Chromai, he would have been okay.
Yeah, I think literally Chromai was kind
It
of
was it was just
it's like
Chromai.
the nail in the coffin here.
Yeah, yeah. There wasn't a play to get around that, unfortunately. Yeah, Chromai was the nail in the coffin. Very nice.
Yeah, so he's probably gonna have to give him the Savage Feast. He has a blue. I think his arsenal card is Smash Instincts blue. So
Okay. Yeah.
I don't I don't think you go face with that. It seems kind of suspect if you go face with
Well,
Smash
I mean,
Instincts
you have
blue.
to literally hope that Gi can't block it, which is like,
I don't
and
know how
I
many non-blocks he has, but it cannot be that. I don't think I've seen a
no.
tone
And if they're
here before.
non-blocks, they're sigils, so it doesn't really. Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't
and he's
seen
already
Tome
used
either.
2.
He
No,
could
I don't
draw
think
into 3 tomes and then lose the game.
Yes, yeah, I guess that's technically true, but it's very, very unlikely. I don't think you
I
go
know.
for
Yeah,
that.
I know.
I don't think you go
I
for that
think
hero
being at
call.
1. Well, actually, do we know if Blaze? Not Blaze. Oh my God, the 1
Blaze
arcane
Running?
damage card. Do you know if that's gonna stick
Oh,
around for
burn
one
them
more
all?
turn? Burn them all. I was thinking
Yeah,
Blaze
it
just
will,
in.
it will,
Yeah.
it will, it will. There's
Yeah.
tons of cards in his grave.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
definitely staying.
Yeah. In that case, it might
Um,
be doomed.
I wonder what they're waiting on here, but yeah, okay. He was counting the poppers, maybe. Okay, he might have been counting poppers or something
I
like that, or just like thinking about
yeah.
whether he has a popper in hand. I think you just swing the Ashwing
Yeah, I
regardless. It
think
doesn't matter if he has a
it's not
popper.
it's not much of a decision point. I think even if there's a high chance of having one, you still swing it.
Like I don't
Strip a
know what
card from hand.
last. Yeah, it might be like what Gee's last card is, but it doesn't really matter because like worst case scenario, you just either arsenal it or you could pitch it to Furnace if you want. Like it doesn't really. I don't think there's a possible card I'd be like super worried about in that sort of scenario. So
No.
it is popped by the Savage Feast.
Yeah, Blaze is gonna
We are
stick
gonna
around.
see.
Not Blaze.
Oh
Burn them
yeah,
all's gonna stick around,
burn
like
them
you
all.
said. Oh, he's got so many more targets. Yeah, it's gonna stick around for their turn after that probably.
I think
But
he might literally have because he's probably gonna block with like enough in this case, or he's gonna either block and or attack to have enough for the last one, anyways. So
yeah, it was a blue Smash Instinct.
okay, he is going to run at him. Yep,
Yes,
he's intimidating.
I think you have to. You're staring death in the face. You're gonna die in the turn after.
I don't know if that's true. I think he should have hit the Halfwing. So
Just
I
in
think
case he didn't have a dragon.
yeah, it hurts, but like you lose if you don't do this. Like
Yeah.
you lose if you don't hit the Ashwing for sure.
So the chance of having a dragon in hand is probably less likely than him drawing three tomes and intimidating the last
Yeah,
card
like
from.
that.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I agree.
Also, like I don't really know why Noah still has his tunic up with his like
Yes.
one, like you know what I mean. Like I think that's
Um,
also like he could have
should
just
have
blocked the
gone
cast.
into the blaze. I think he should have gone with cast balls
Yeah,
into
yeah,
blaze to
yeah.
not
Because
take one
then he'd
damage.
be a two, and this play would make more sense
Yeah. Although
because
it's
then you
still
can
pretty
pop.
doomed, but you're right. It's
At least
way
you can
better
pop
to
it, right?
yeah.
Yeah, at least
You
you
can
can
pop it.
pop it
Yeah.
because he still does have poppers left,
Yeah,
so it is
he
going to
had
be a
snatch.
block.
He had yeah.
Fake. He
That's
has a
a
fake team. Okay, so like I don't.
super full block there. Yeah.
So what was the last card? So his card. So I think the E Strike or the Chromai were intimidated. Okay, so you couldn't play the Chromai. So what was his hand? Go back like slightly. Dust Up, Blue Snatch, E Strike, Chromai was his hand, right? So he has no dragon. He has no. If you hit the Ashwing, he literally doesn't have a dragon because he can't use Chromai. He would need to.
Okay.
That's a lie. He can't play it immediately, but he can still
I mean,
literally just E
yeah,
Strike.
you still have
Does he
E
E Strike?
Strike plus Snatch. The E Strike go against Snatch, maybe?
No, he literally E strikes, go again, pitch Dust Up for Furnace, create an Ash, Chromai, swing, lethal.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
'Cause he could just create Ash with the Furnace because
Yeah.
he has a red go against Source. It'd be funny if he doesn't have the E strike. It's actually just like
That's true.
super funny,
Yeah.
right?
You can't play Chroma.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
you just can't create. Well, you just don't have the
The Ash.
go against Source. So like you could either create the Ash or you can
Yeah.
swing like Dust Up if he
Right.
doesn't have E
Right.
strike, right?
You can't have
Because
both.
the thing is like all three Rabbles are gone. Um, what like how many put like you have like your scars aren't openers anymore. They don't have
Hmm.
go again. Like you don't have that. I think he's played at least one or two E strikes at this point. He can't
Yeah, it's
have
the
that
second
many
one.
more openers. Like,
Yeah.
he can't have that many more openers, right? So realistically speaking,
Okay.
it could have easily not been E strike. So I think I probably would have like checked grave at the very like I also don't I think no one needed to check Gee's grave and banish a little bit more to like figure out what he was more likely to have in my opinion.
Hmm.
But I think keeping the tunic up here
Yeah.
for like 4 or 5 turns at 3 was a
Yeah. I
lot.
think it was a little greedy. Not to bash the players, but it's like I probably would
No,
have given it.
not bashing. We're just reviewing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Also, alternatively, if you wanted to get rid of the Ashwing, you can also just pitch Claw here and keep your Smash Instinct for the next turn.
no, no, that's
You didn't have to
literally
swing.
that's
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I would have done. I would have just kept the Smash Instinct, right? Because
Yeah.
there is a world where the Intimidate might be okay if there's an off turn by Gee
Yeah.
and he can
Intimidate's really strong. Yeah, especially if you
he can
intimidate the right card, it's like they have to give you their opener or they have to give you their dragon, right? It can work.
yeah. I think Noah saw the burn them all and just kind of like threw in the towel, which is fine. I totally get it.
Yeah, well,
But
yeah, I would too. At this point, it's like it's unblockable, and you know that you can't finish it this turn, so yeah, it's guaranteed.
yeah. So let's look at the game from like I think this matchup is overall 50-50, but I think
It was
as
close.
KO, you still need to play very optimally to have like good chances in this matchup.
Yeah,
Um,
there
so
were
like either maximize damage, like the
yeah.
things like the double blood rush were definitely
Yeah,
unfortunate.
yeah. I say there were some opportunities in this match where things went a little bit more wrong. I think you're
Mhm.
whiffing um, on the not Wild Ride. Bear
No,
Fangs.
cast
You
bones. Well,
you
Bear Fangs
whipped
used
on
to.
Bear
Yeah,
Fangs, lost two.
used
The
to.
Cast Bones also you lost two. It came in for four only. Of course, the
True.
discard on the second Blood Rush. That was the big
Yeah,
oof moment for this game. But there were minor detriments to the attack power throughout this game. I think that could have mattered at this point.
yeah. I think like if we're looking at like optimal play, I think you should have Savage Feast off the Tunic instead of done the
Right.
Bear Fangs to get that draw and claw and try to hit the Ashwing. Because when you're at like 8 life, that Arcane is literally the win con.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you just keep hitting them because they like Gia is just a shit ton of 2 blocks.
Yeah.
At some point, right? So.
Hmm.
Like those are the ones he wants to attack with. So it's gonna be a 0 for 4. You block for 3, take 1. That's fine. You could take 1 and still swing for a bunch, right? Um,
Yeah.
and on the other side, he definitely should have blocked with the tunic much earlier,
Yeah.
or at all, I guess in this particular case.
Yeah.
Uh,
Probably into the
double
Blaze
double
Headlong.
double blood rush definitely quite loose. I think you just save it and try to go for a bigger turn. Try to go for at least 3 wide. I think your goal is like you can blood rush off 4, that's fine, but like ideally you
Hmm.
need the 5 to really like steal the tempo. I think blood rush 3 to 4 card blood rush, especially with Beast Within against this particular matchup, is fine because this is an aggro Dromai list.
Yes. Yes.
So you don't need to be saving your 5 card Caspo and blood rush. That's not what you need to win this particular game because
Yeah.
Gi doesn't have all 3
You
blocks
don't have
that
to
I'll
go
deal
over the
with.
top of anything. It's like you just gotta go
Not
toe to
really.
toe for a while and hopefully edge it out at the end.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fair. On Gi's side, I don't think there was really anything to. I think he played it.
Yeah.
I don't really think I saw anything super crazy. He was like
Mm.
he kind of just like that was his deck. He just played it out. He didn't block with his 2 blocks for the most part.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
and I think that pitching the humble pretty heads up play to have that fate in Arsenal instead of risking the chance of having to Arsenal
Having
humble
to.
instead.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Um,
was very smart. He had
that
two
would
sigils also into the send packings, which was very nice.
yeah clutch
Yeah.
clutch.
Yeah. Very
But yeah,
nice.
that was the game.
Yeah.
So
Good game.
it was pretty interesting to see this matchup still quite close, even though there were some turns here or there could be played differently. But with that, if you like this kind of content, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And with that, from wherever you're watching in the world, have a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Bye for now.